Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a great day so far. I was just notified that Jayden Spicer's body has been found, ladies and gentlemen. And there was a very brief 5-minute long press conference where they basically detailed that fact. But one thing that we didn't hear from that press conference, to my understanding, is that the mother has been charged. But I'm hearing on these YouTube streets that his mother has been arrested and booked into the county jail and has been charged with his murder. So what I want to do is go down, do some of these videos, kind of get us up to speed, and then we're going to dig into what's happening on Twitter, where they're bringing this information out. I mean, we got to get up to speed on this one. I've been working all day. I know a lot of people have been following this, and I definitely want to see justice for Jayden Spicer. All right, so let's jump into this, guys.
Officials in Breathitt County are asking for the public's help finding a missing child. Troopers say they got a call this morning about 10-year-old Jayden Spicer, who was reported missing.
This was 6 days ago. I'm trying to catch us up, okay? We're gonna catch up. 6 days ago. So those of you just joining us, don't think that this just happened today. 6 days ago.
Missing from the Panbull Branch Road area in the Jackson community. Investigators believe Spicer may have left his home sometime overnight or early this morning. He's described as 5'1" with blonde hair and blue eyes, and was last seen around 9 p.m. wearing cartoon character pajamas, possibly Sonic the Hedgehog. If you know anything about where he might be, you're urged to call Kentucky State Police.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going.
Jackson on Tuesday. He was wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog. Continue to search for a missing child out of Breathitt County. 10-year-old Jayden Spicer was reported missing last Wednesday and was last seen at his home in the Panbull Branch Road area in Jackson on Tuesday. He was wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. Kentucky State Police continued search efforts yesterday using everything available, including aircrafts, drones, canines, sonar, and crews on foot. KSP now plans to explore other areas and is urging the public to remain alert and report any information on Jayden's whereabouts to Post 13 in Hazard.
All right,
crews have looked high and low near his home with a helicopter, dogs, and boots on the ground. There's still no sign of him. As Jay Sobardo reports, state police are now expanding the search area and racing the clock.
It's been 3 days of unanswered questions. Where is 10-year-old Jayden Spicer? What happened to him? And is there hope that he's still alive?
My honest to God opinion is something's happened to that child, and it's broke my heart, because somebody would have found something by now. I'm praying for the Lord to show us, you know, he's okay, or to find him, but in my mind, it's like it's just a recovery.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed 10-year-old was last seen around 9 p.m. on August 5th wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas.
Listen, 10-year-olds don't walk away from home, all right? Like, there are always going to be exceptions, okay? There's always going to be, you know, that kid that may have some type of mental illness, behavioral problem, or they're living in a very abusive home. And so those are going to be outliers, all right? But the average 10-year-old who is happy, who's well-fed and well-treated, doesn't have to be a perfect household, right? Just the average 10-year-old is not going to walk away from their home. It's like almost ingrained in them, like it's a programming that home is safe, right? And outside is scary. It's the unknown. Even if you have a child that, you know, regularly plays in the woods, plays, you know, outside, you know, those outside kids digging in the mud, playing with the earthworms, they're going to know that home is safe. They're not going to leave their home at 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. That doesn't happen. So when we see that as investigators, we're already looking at a red flag. Who would know, number one, that that juvenile is in that home at that time on that specific date? Was usually going to be people who are surrounding them, that are the family or the, you know, that the neighbors, you know, people who understand what's happening in that household. So you're always looking at who's closest to the victim. Let's keep going.
He reportedly went missing from his home in the area of Panbull Branch Road in Jackson either overnight or in the early hours of Wednesday morning.
Upon arrival of units on scene, they immediately began a search of the immediate area, followed by a larger scale search that's been followed out in conjunction with Breathitt County Emergency Management, along with multiple search and rescue teams.
As day 3 of the search comes to a close, KSP says they've exhausted all resources at their disposal, and they've decided to expand the search beyond the area of Panbull Branch.
Unfortunately, we've not been able to locate a lot of evidence suggesting that he would be close by. So unfortunately, we're kind of at the same spot we were when we started the search.
KSP sent Fox 56 a picture of this note written by Jayden's mother asking for prayers for.
Let's go ahead and read that real quick. All right. We love you. We love Jayden, and we want him safe at home. Please, if anybody see my son Jayden Spicer, please report it to the Jackson Police Department. Thank you. We love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for use. And my son Jayden, thank you. All right, so she's not very educated. I'm not gonna disrespect her like that, but it is what it is. There's no punctuation here. There's some serious grammatical errors, but it turns out, and A Obsidian, one of our moderators, appreciate, said that it's not been confirmed that she's charged yet, but on the Twitter, and we're gonna take it with a grain of salt because we know that Twitter's the devil's playground, but on the Twitter, people are showing evidence, and we're going to also look in ourselves to see if we can find this information on our own, where it's showing that she has been taken into custody and charges are pending. But let's keep going.
His mother asking for prayers for her family and her son. Tonight, the community came together at the Panbull Church to do just that.
I just hope and pray he's found. But I'm really afraid we're not going to find him.
We must continue hope, but unfortunately at this point, where we're at in the investigation, it's a race against the clock. We're essentially at kind of our last leg. We need to locate him immediately.
Anyone with information that may help in the search is encouraged to contact Kentucky State Police. They say they're taking all possibilities relating to his disappearance into consideration. In Jackson, Jay Sobardo, Fox 56 News.
All right, so I'm over here trying to cue this up and get this ready for you guys. I'm just over here on TikTok real quick. We're trying to get this going. Where's Jayden? What do you do to his baby Felicia? You can't speak about him on the news. Right? Oh, so this is the mother apparently dancing while her son is missing.
Always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I will always.
All right. That was interesting. Okay, so here we go. JLR is confirming the mother of 10-year-old Jayden Spicer. This is JLR. JLR investigates. He's saying that he can confirm, he's betting the farm on this, that 10-year-old Jayden Spicer has been arrested, and that 10-year-old Jayden Spicer has been arrested. That the mother, I'm sorry, it's been a long day for me, guys. Long day. By the time you guys see me here when I do the late ones, believe me, I've been up since 6 in the morning working. So I can confirm the mother of 10-year-old Jayden Spicer has been arrested, and she is currently being booked into the Kentucky River Regional Jail in Hazard. JLR saying that. All right, so I mean, doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate, but he's definitely says that he's confident that that is the case. All right, so here is Vine link. We'll go ahead and we're gonna look it up for ourselves as well. So that's a Vine link right there, and search for someone. We're gonna try and verify this ourselves. I also want to open up this email so I can get these articles from the research crew. Big shout out to the research crew for bringing this to my attention. I was not planning on going live today, but this is a story that is developing and very compelling, and definitely felt the need to cover it. Big shout out to the research crew. All right. Boom. And JLR says it's second-degree manslaughter. So I'm wondering where they're getting the manslaughter from. This is interesting. All right, let me go ahead and get these articles out real quick. Okay, boom. And the next one right here. All right, now I want to go over to the Vine link. Doing all this stuff behind the scenes, guys, for your viewing pleasure. Boy's mother. Let's see if we can find this. Hold on here. Okay. All right. So let me see if we get a hit on this one. So we do have a hit on her in custody at, let's go ahead and bring this over here to the Vine so we can confirm this. So the thing is, all right, I want to get into this. I'm going to read this article for you guys real quick. But it looks like Felicia Gross is in custody, 33 years old. The articles that I have here, because I'm new to this story, just like some of you guys, is naming the mother as Felicia Spicer, right? Felicia Spicer. But it looks like she may have a maiden name and a married name. And if we could just get somebody to confirm that, let me go back over here, you beautiful people. Thanks for joining me on this impromptu live, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. If you see fit and you think that we're worthy of it, we'd like to get a nice thumbs up so we can get into that algorithm and the show can grow just a little bit more. So we're getting a few different names. She probably changed her last name. Definitely, it's looking like Felicia Gross is the one who's been booked into the Kentucky jail. Looks like she was booked today at 7:43 p.m. and the press conference was 8:30, I believe, p.m. So it kind of matches up that they made the arrest, brought the mother in. So here it goes. A Obsidian says, it says Felicia Spicer, a.k.a. Felicia Gross. Not sure why or how, like marriage or not. So a member of the research crew has verified that it's those two names. All right. So that's interesting stuff here. So let me go ahead and bring this article in. All right. Missing Kentucky boy's body found 20 miles from home. 20 miles from home. Nearly a week-long search for a missing 10-year-old boy in Kentucky ended Tuesday when state troopers found the boy's body nearly 20 miles away from his home. Trooper Matt Gayhard told WDKY that JAYDEN SPICER'S body was found in a remote area off Canoe Road in Breath County, about 19 miles from the boy's home on Panbowl Branch Road. These names kill me. Whatever happened, we just name things after presidents and stuff, like Washington Road and civil rights leaders. Martin Luther King Road. All right, let's keep going. As Crime Online previously reported, Spicer vanished from his home in the early morning hours of August 6th. It's always going to be a red flag when you hear that as law enforcement, and had not been seen since. The boy's mother, Felicia Spicer, ran to a neighbor's that morning and asked to use the neighbor's phone. So she didn't even have her own phone. I wonder what kind of pressures was on this family that she did not have a phone readily available to her. As Crime Online previously reported, Spicer vanished from his home in the early morning hours of August 6th and had not been seen since. I think we read that one. She was crying and asked if she could use my phone, the neighbor said. I gave it to her and she called 911, telling them my child is missing. The neighbor said that Spicer told them she and her husband had gone to bed around 9 p.m., but the boy was missing when they woke up. Police said the boy had been living with his great-grandmother until his recent untimely passing. At that point, Jayden moved in with his mother. So we got to ask ourselves, why is he living with his grandparents? Why does mom not have a phone? What are the pressures that are being put on his family? Could there be drug addiction issues? Could there be, other pressures, like maybe they don't have money or something to that effect? what are some of the pressures that this family is dealing with? So I don't know. We'll have to figure this out. Justice real quick. So let's keep going. The state police said the body was found in a shallow grave in a wooded area and that his body had been sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. No further details was released. So now, I mean, they're saying the manslaughter, but we're looking at things that kind of like are beyond manslaughter. Like, first of all, the body's 20 miles away from home. That means somebody transported that body there. We're looking at a shallow grave. That's the intent to actually hide it. So I'm trying to figure out what made them think manslaughter. But what they could be doing is they could be using that as a placeholder. And when the autopsy is done and they realize what the actual cause of death is, they'll then elevate it up, which is something they can obviously do. You can always do that. Even when we do our investigations, sometimes we'll start the case at a lower charge when we're not quite sure what happened. We kind of know that we might be dealing with what we're dealing with, but we haven't gotten all the evidence yet that kind of really tells the story. So we'll hit it at a placeholder. All right, this is the type of case we're investigating, this lower charge. And then as we develop more, there's nothing that stops us from raising it. I mean, there's times where it happens often where we'll arrest a person on the charge that we believe is the appropriate charge. And then the county attorney will look at the facts and say, you know what, I think we can actually shoot for this even higher charge. So now the arrest charge is, and the arraignment charge, or no, rather the arrest charge is one thing. It's maybe this Class E felony. And then the arraignment charge actually ends up being a Class D felony or Class C felony. You don't usually go that high from where we usually start, but usually sometimes it could be a step up. So we started at Class C, and then by the time we arraign the guy, he's a Class D felony. So this is possible that they're just charging her preliminarily with the manslaughter second, and then by the time they get the results back from the autopsy, and they go to grand jury and they present all of the facts to the grand jury, it's a good possibility that she will not be indicted on murder second, that she'll probably most likely be indicted on either murder 2 or maybe murder 1, depending on what the evidence shows. So let's keep going. All right, let's go to the next one. We got one more for you guys over here. All right, missing 10-year-old Eastern Kentucky boy found deceased. The body of a missing child from Breath County was found Tuesday, almost 1 week after family members said they last saw him. So this kind of reiterate what we read already. I want to go ahead and do a deeper dive and see if there are any, if there's anything on Facebook that we could find. So we're gonna get the Facebook up. So manslaughter 2 and abuse of a corpse is what this person is saying. Crime with Bobby on the Twitter. So Matt Thibodeau, who we watch from time to time, this is what he has to say. Let's play his video.
Search efforts are still underway for 10-year-old Jayden Spicer out of Jackson, Kentucky. Authorities have been utilizing a ton of different resources to search for him, including boots on the ground search efforts. They've been using sonar, drones, helicopters. Dogs have also been utilized, and they have not found any signs of Jayden in the wooded area by his home. It is being reported that the search radius is going to be broadened and searches are going to start continuing out further away from the home. Now, a woman who is saying that she is Jayden's aunt has been posting on FB. She provided some clarity this morning when it comes to Jayden and who he was living with prior to his grandmother passing away. So he was actually living in his aunt Samantha's house with the grandmother. Now, on Shirley, Jayden's grandmother's obituary, Samantha is listed. She is listed as Shirley's granddaughter. Once the grandmother of Jayden passed away earlier this year, Felicia, who is Jayden's mom, automatically regained custody of him. According to this aunt, CPS has been involved the entire time, and they did greenlight Jayden to go back into the care of his mother. But based on what I'm seeing, Felicia either never had custody of Jayden or she hadn't had custody of him for a very long time. Jayden's aunt did not just willingly go and drop Jayden off at Felicia's house. This was something that was ordered and something that she did have to do. I did see that the two oldest daughters of Felicia who were with Jayden and the grandmother are still in the custody of the aunt, but I think that Jayden was taken away from her because this post right here implies that he needed 24/7 supervision, and Samantha, I guess, couldn't provide that. So I think that's why the two oldest daughters are still with her and Jayden was sent to his mom. So long story short, lay off of Samantha. Jayden's aunt had nothing to do with this, and she had no control over CPS ordering that Jayden be brought back to his mother's house. A lot of people on FB have been talking about Samantha the aunt and how great of a mom that she is and how great she is with children, and I just think that it's wrong for people to be attacking her for something that she had no control over. Now, as far as this other aunt, she says that Samantha loved Jayden more than Felicia ever will. She goes on to say that Felicia is a sham. She said that CPS cleared her and she did have charges, but that was 10 years ago. She's had 3 children since those charges. CPS cleared those 3 kids to live with her, and they ultimately ended up clearing Jayden to live with her as well. So ultimately, this is all falling on CPS, as we've seen with many other cases of children who have gone missing. I'm continuing to look into this, and I will continue to update you guys as information comes out, so make sure to follow.
All right, so the goal of CPS, Child Protective Services, is family reunification, ladies and gentlemen. That's their goal, and that's why so often you see them always give preference and deference to biological parents in returning children to those parents. Unfortunately, sometimes it ends in the child being harmed, but that is the goal of CPS. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think that the goal is just to protect the children. Yes, it is to protect the children, but it's also family reunification. They want to bring those families back together. So let's look at some video. This looks like Felicia in handcuffs.
Yes. Yes.
They're filming like they don't want to be seen. Like, just get it out there and record it, man. But okay, we're grateful for what we have. So it appears to be Felicia in handcuffs. Let's go ahead and play this video. I think this might be a longer version of that whole wrecking ball thing that we saw. Let's see that again. All right. So, of course, the Internet of Things is going to be breaking down everything this woman has ever done. I'm not sure when this video was actually made, but it appears that she had a very lively social media presence in the wake of her son going missing. Let's see what else we got going on here. Big shout out to the chat. I'm hearing rumors, unverified, but I'm just going to tell you unverified rumors. Some people have said that she OD'd Jayden on Benadryl. I've heard nothing to back that up, but that is a internet rumor. With these cases, it's perfectly okay to, just talk about what rumors are out there. We're going to get verification soon, but that's a rumor. And certainly, I think I saw something else here that I wanted to make mention. All right, some of them are too outlandish, so I'm not even going to say it. Yeah, we'll keep going. But that's, I don't know how anybody could come to that conclusion. There's also rumors that that she may have confessed. That is one of the reasons why she was taken into custody, because she actually confessed to the murder of her son. Let's keep going. So Trooper Gayhart provided more information in a press conference this evening in regards to the death of Jayden Spicer, who has been reported missing by his mother. Gayhart confirmed they went to a wooded area near Canoe Road to search for Jayden. They then located his remains buried around 3 p.m. this afternoon. Felicia Gross has been booked into the Kentucky River Regional Jail and has been charged with manslaughter in second degree, abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and falsely reporting an incident. KSP are holding information close to the vest, but with the alleged timeline of events, according to locals, some of these charges may be upgraded as this investigation unfolds. I'll keep you updated. So I told you guys that they're probably going to end up upgrading these charges. Now, this is what I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen. It looks to me that the fact that they specifically went to this location 20 miles, 19 to 20 miles away from Jayden's residence, I think she confessed and then led them to the body. I'm not saying that the body wouldn't have been found eventually, but when you have like a targeted look like that, like normally if somebody discovered the body and led them to, you'd hear that kind of verbiage from the police. We're absent of that type of information. Hey, the body was discovered 20 miles away from the home. Remember, law enforcement, you could lie to the person. It's really not good to lie to the public. Very rarely does that happen unless you're dealing with like a serial killer or something like that, and you know that your killer is actually watching the news, so you might put out some misinformation to kind of see what comes back and what what happens after you put that misinformation out. But for the most part, they're going to give us those context clues as to what they're working with. And one of those context clues is discovered. The body was discovered 20 miles away. In the absence of that, when you say that police, what was the word that is used, the verbiage used here? Gayhart confirmed they went to a wooded area near Canoe Road to search for Jayden. Why did they go there? 20 miles is far. Like if they said they went into Jayden's backyard to search for him and they found his body there, then that's not saying much, because that's where Jayden lives. So you're always going to search where the victim last resided. But when they're telling us they went 20 miles out away from where this 10-year-old went missing, and then they miraculously found the body, there's nothing miraculous about it. I guarantee you, Felicia was in handcuffs and leg shackles, and she hobbled her way through the woods with police in tow and directed them to where she buried the body, in that shallow grave. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. It just doesn't quite work that way. All right, let's keep going. We're so happy this young man has been found, and it looks like the wheels of justice are turning, and he will hopefully get the justice that he deserves, even though he's not here. That justice still matters. So once again, the booking photo for the mother. I don't know how recent this booking photo is. This may be an older booking photo, but The mother has been taken into custody, but she has not been officially charged yet, at least that we can tell. We don't have any court documents or any charges listed on any booking websites or anything like that at this time. But the Internet of Things, internet community, the true crime community is reporting, members of the true crime community are reporting that she has been charged with second-degree murder and tampering with a body. Let's keep going. All right. We'll keep following this. This is a very tragic story. I definitely want to see. Let's see if we could get like an interview. Before we get out of here, I want to get an interview with the mother. We could get a link. Somebody says she confessed. More and more people are saying that she confessed. I don't doubt it. I definitely don't doubt it. Just want proof, you know? We'll get that proof. All right, let's see here. This one actually has the charges here, so we're going to get updated and we'll get out of here. Do have some things I need to do. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to join me in this impromptu live. Big shout out to the research crew once again, feeding me information while I'm on this live, real time. Amazing work. I could not do this show without those amazing people. Please hit that like button, support the channel so we get in that algorithm. And for those of you who care and appreciate the hard work of the research crew, please consider donating to some coffee to them. They do share that pool and divvy up whatever they get when it makes sense, you know, quarterly, whatever, depending on how generous you guys are. So consider showing love to the research crew because they're doing an amazing job. All right. So mother charged after body of missing Kentucky boy found after several days search. Wow. Breathitt. The search, Kentucky. The search for a missing Breathitt County child has come to a tragic end. Trooper Matt Gayard with Kentucky State Police confirmed to WKYT that the body of 10-year-old Jayden Spicer was recovered in a shallow grave in a wooded area off Canoe Road shortly after 3 p.m. on Tuesday. KSP said that earlier on Tuesday they received new information related to the disappearance of Jayden Spicer. As a result, investigators identified a new search area along Canoe Road, and his remains were recovered shortly after. Troopers confirmed at a press conference that Jayden Spicer's mom, Felicia Gross, there we go. So we got that name, Felicia Gross. Remember, we were kind of going back and forth between Felicia Spicer and Felicia Gross. Well, this article confirms that one of her aliases, because both of them are going to be correct. If she's using them, they're both aliases, that at least Felicia Gross is a correct alias for Spicer's mother, was charged with manslaughter, abuse of corpse, tampering with evidence, and falsely reporting. Gross was lodged in Kentucky River Regional Jail. KSP confirmed that the body was sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. Kentucky State Police is investigating. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is from WKYT confirming the charges against the mother. I guess the only thing left for us to kind of figure out is, did she confess to this crime, or was it somebody else in that family, in that community, or wherever that dropped the dime, dropped the tip that resulted in her being arrested and the homecoming of this young man where he can now be buried correctly and sent away with love, which is the exact opposite of the way his own biological mother treated him by ending his life and burying him in a shallow grave in the woods. There's no way that a mother should treat her child. If you made a mistake, if the child OD'd on cough medicine or whatever, Benadryl, like some people are saying in the chat, just do the right thing. Just call the police, all right? If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. You know, the court system is very generous at times and very forgiving. People make mistakes all the time and they don't get charged, okay? If you run somebody over with a car and you're not intoxicated, it's called an accident. Even if that person passes away, it's a civil issue. It's not a criminal issue. If something happened to this young man, and mommy should have just called 911 and try and get him the help that he deserves and face the consequences of whatever came to pass. You don't be a coward and drive his body 20 miles away from home and bury him in a shallow grave. Shame on her for that. And she's going to have to pay for that. Guys, I really appreciate you guys joining me today on this impromptu live. You guys were great. I hope that I gave you some information, was able to educate you on the new happenings with this case. We do appreciate all the support that we get, and we hope you guys will hit that like button so we can get into the algorithm. All we want to do is spread the word and give a voice to the voiceless. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Be well. Take care of your family. Love your family. Hug your family. These stories should let us know how fleeting life can be. I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Let's get that outro queued up. Peace.